1 2 1 2 1 2. Ooh, episode 195. What's a podcast? We are
Oh
back.
shit!
We are
Boom.
creeping up on our 200th episode, which is going to be a tizzy. I think is that also going to be like our 4-year anniversary? I think they're kind of in the
Yo,
same.
I think you're right. It's running right there.
I think we started February 17th. Is that when we started?
Something like that.
Right
Yeah.
around then?
Yeah. So it's gonna be right around the same time for 200.
Yeah,
We got big plans for 200. Should we just let it out the cat out the bag right
next
now?
week.
Just,
next week.
All right, we're gonna play it low, but we got a big announcement for episode 200. Tickets will be available soon.
Tickets will be available soon. DJ Jerome Baker III. I am here. Shout out to my guy, always available. Hashtag Street Eddie.
What up?
And don't charge Abdul.
Yes, sir. Your mic sounds crispy today, bro.
Yeah,
you got a new joint?
Nah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
right.
The quality is just.
You got like what's that little device that you and Tom have?
No. Bella's been knocked out for a minute now, so I can use
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit more.
You can put some bass in your voice.
More bass in my voice, you know.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Excuse me. But what's the podcast? Episode 195. Do remember you can check out what's the podcast.live for our previous episodes, and you can go to youtube.com/what's the podcast for all of our video content, which is tremendous. As you see, the video content has been sprinkling its way onto our Instagram page, which is what's the podcast IG. Abdul tried to throw some shots at the gods, but you know what I'm saying. We just,
I did not.
We are
Last
Teflon
week's episode took a strong turn.
Just saying, like they try to assassinate me, God. Like
they try to assassinate your character.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, Eddie and I are still here surviving.
Listen, there were some people that were in the comments that were with you guys.
I think
there was a couple of people in there that were I'm gonna sit down and piss in the middle of the night.
At the end of the day, I don't care what no man thinks about me when I got my piece in my hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. Now listen, to each his own. It had just never crossed my mind that.
Have you tried it yet? Be honest.
No.
Tonight.
No. Not tonight. And not tomorrow night. Yeah, no. But listen, I'm glad it works out for you guys. You guys are my brothers, and whatever makes your life easier, I'm with it.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's every time thing, but you know it happens.
Nah, what it is, it's like 4 a.m. full body discharge. I just got to get everything.
Full
body discharge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rome, I'm with you, Rome.
Because the minute that happened, I'm taking my phone out and I'm there for an hour. You know what I mean? It's over.
Yeah.
On TikTok, I'm playing Simpsons game. It's just a whole focus is lost. Yeah. But
that's another thing actually that could wake you up in the middle of the night. Is I see a lot of people reach for their phones. If you are just strong enough to not reach for your phone, I guarantee you're gonna go back to sleep.
If you put it out of reach, then you good.
You just don't even have to reach for it.
Yeah. Honestly, I've read the best solution is to charge your phone in another room.
Yeah, put it in
Well, I use the alarm on my phone, so it's a little bit tricky for me. However, I have control over it where I just don't even reach for it. If I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or something like that, it's strictly just for the alarm purposes that it needs to be right next to me. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I turn the ringer off. I'm on silence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I plan on sleeping.
I feel that.
But nevertheless, man, obviously, we're here.
Yeah.
The first issue we want to address, obviously, rest in peace, Tyree Nichols.
Rest in peace.
Young man out of Memphis, Tennessee, I believe, who was just trying to get home, man. And I believe those were the words that he even said. I'm just trying to get home.
Yeah.
And I've seen just so many incredible takes about it. I saw some video footage of Rosenberg from Hot 97 kind of going at a policeman.
Just a regular policeman.
No, it was they were like having a discussion about it. And so,
right, but he wasn't like a Memphis police officer.
No.
All right.
And he was addressing the fact that the police can't ever really take full accountability and culpability for their actions.
They don't have to. That's the thing,
right? Because there's nobody checking the checker in those cases.
They are the police, so who's going to police them?
So what happens is, the general public ends up being the paying for their mistakes.
Right.
The taxpayers pay for the out of court settlement. And obviously I feel like a lot of people are looking at this case a bit differently, because the policemen, 5 out of 6 of them were black men, and the first 5 to be identified were black men. It wasn't until people went back and reviewed the video that they saw there was a white cop involved as well,
whose
and
name has been quiet this whole fucking time.
well, he was also quietly relieved of duty as
Yep.
well. You know what I'm saying? So I did enjoy seeing the skate community, the Barracks, Stevie Williams, sort of, post about this and give it some more recognition, because I'm sure, I mean,
he belongs to their community.
he believes that he's a part of their
he's one of them.
community. And
Yeah.
a lot of skaters probably, they're looked at as rebels and people who are, but they also have police as fathers. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, and also the stories that came out about this young man were just, that he was a really, really sweet person, one of the first people to welcome new people. And like you said, the skate community is traditionally known as rebels, and sometimes can be assholes. And
Yeah, so it's like a tight knit community.
Yeah, they're not very inclusive when it comes to outsiders. And so when a new face shows up at a skate park, I've seen it for myself.
Yeah.
When a new face shows up at a skate park, you know what I'm saying? They can be assholes, they can be dickheads, they can use foul language, things
it's
like
just
that.
like any kind of sport, basketball court, soccer field, when
and
somebody
and,
new shows up, outsider shows up.
Yeah, but this kid was apparently so different from the rest, man. Very welcoming, made sure nobody messed with little kids and things like that. And it just seems like he just had a very, very good heart, man, and a good head on his shoulders. And what a tragedy, dog.
Man.
What a tragedy. And it just goes to show you a few things that that the police system is broken in this country, because even police officers of color can somehow do the same thing to their own. You know what I'm saying?
Once you become a cop, it's not your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they follow a different code.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I do not know how this can get fixed, man. It just seems like
it's beyond being fixed, though.
How I don't see an option. I mean, I want to be so wrong.
You have to tear it down and start
it down and build it from
let's
scratch.
be honest, the police were born out of slave catchers.
Yes, they their job was to
catch runaway slaves.
Catch runaway slaves.
Yeah. So look at that. So from the time of their inception, the police's job has been a racist one. It's never in favor of black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I forever ask the question of, if we make up 13% of the population of this country, what are you scared of? Like, why are you so scared of black people? What is it about us that puts all of this fear in your heart? You created institutional racism, systemic racism, on the streets racism. You got my man in Florida, DeSantis, removing all the books from everywhere. Like, what is going on to the point where you, what have we done? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what can you do?
It's not about what can we do. I mean, my thing is more like, what have we done? I mean, since the beginning of time, obviously, we were in America. I'll say, we were just seen as tools, right? We're just slaves to help build. I mean, the country was founded on the backs of slaves, of black slaves, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but obviously, you enjoy many of the things of the products of the just intellectual property that we put out in the world. Like, this is all one big. Your kid's listening to "I Just Want to Rock." You know what I'm saying? Officer Hauser, right? Your kid is dancing to "I Just Want to Rock" in the living room right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we know you're only good for, you only look at us for like if we got a good jump shot or can make your kids sing. But when we want equal rights, we want things that are ours, every other human gets them. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
that's the problem.
And we're talking about this today. Is the first day of Black History Month. February 1st. Happy Black History Month to everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things happening in DC that we'll keep you posted up on our every week, every episode. But truthfully speaking, man, you got to tear it down. Like cops feel like they're above the law. These
Mhm.
5 black cops felt like they were above the law until now. They're free right now. They're bonded bail. I don't know the difference, but they're out. Um, but they've been charged with, I believe, second-degree murder.
Yeah.
And so, I guess we just wait to see what happens with the
The court case.
court case. But if anybody, because the white cop is going to walk, but if any of these black cops walk, I think Memphis will never be the same again.
I'm going to tell you right now that they're not going to walk, and that's not going to be a coincidence because I think the police are going to choose again. It's no coincidence that they were charged immediately.
Yeah, they're going to use them as an example, so they don't
Yeah.
have to use a white cop as an example.
Exactly.
I don't think it's an example. I think it's a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Right.
they're going to be a scapegoat.
both.
It's
It's to
both.
say, hey, look,
Yeah.
we did convince.
Yeah,
you
look
know
at
what I'm
that.
saying?
You're
Look,
not
we're gonna fry these guys. They're gonna get fried.
Yeah.
We're giving them a death penalty. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is, they're gonna
It's-
make an example out of them.
It's no coincidence that the whole Blue Lives Matter crowd that we heard during the protest of 2020, that whole bunch of people, that whole section of America has been quiet during this time.
Right.
Maybe it has to do because these cops are not white.
Yeah.
You know
we'll
what I'm
see. We'll
saying?
see. We'll see how it plays out.
I think maybe is being really naive and friendly. Like we all
I'm
know.
being super
I
sarcastic.
know
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
because I mean, we completely understand with the Blue Lives Matter thing, with the
Yeah.
white lives matter. We understand all the
Mhm.
intention of all of that. It's present day racism in your face. Anybody says anything different is
Yeah.
lying to you. You know what I mean? And so my thing is at this point, we need allies of all colors to step up. There is a very strong saying that not all skin folk are your kinfolk,
Kinfolk, yeah.
and that
And then,
is
listen, it's evident here. You had 5
100%.
black police officers that chose to murder this young man for no reason. He was of no threat. How can one guy
Threaten
be
5 people with guns.
trained officers with guns?
Right.
It's just not possible, fam.
It's just a modern day lynching. It's a modern. We just watched that man get murdered. I didn't
Yeah.
watch that video. You know
I
what I
can't.
mean?
I can't. I can't watch it.
The
I can't
terrible
watch
thing about that, there was like the way that they were like, okay, we're gonna release. It was like a countdown to release the video, and the video was on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it like, it just wasn't a pretty scene. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that you have to teach, and I teach my daughter all the time about the injustices that happen to people everywhere. It's not always about black people, but in America, it tends to be consistently about black people.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Okay. And so, at this point in time, we need allies of all races, colors, creeds, genders, whatever you want to call it. Because, if when black people win, everybody wins. And that's just something that's been proven over time. You know what I'm saying? So you can hope and you can pray. I think at the end of the day, man, it's like you just gotta tear the whole system down.
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, I think there was a march today. Oh, there was a march today in London, England.
Oh wow. Okay.
500,000 people showed up.
For this.
No, for what was it? Like shit's too expensive.
Oh, okay.
Just the cost of living. There was a march in France a week ago. 300,000 people showed up because they wanted to push the retirement age from 62 to 64. Tore Paris up. And you know what I'm saying? You have these people that are willing to take to the streets, but
Yeah.
I feel like when people of color, or if people go out and demonstrate to support people of color, somebody's gonna all of a sudden paint it the wrong way, and people are gonna lose their lives.
They
Bro,
call it something else.
Did you see the streets of Memphis? It looked like a war zone with how they called the National Guards just because there was going to be some peaceful protests. This is just what happens in this country. They talk about freedom of speech and freedom and rights that we apparently do not have when it comes to exercising your voice against injustices done by the people in power.
Yeah.
I
It's not
believe
real.
Kamala
It-
Harris is supposed to be at the funeral.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. Kamala Harris is a black woman.
It's
You
a
know,
it's
it's
more of a
it's
symbolic
it's a
gesture.
symbolic thing, but at the end of the day, what are
She's
you
a
going to
black
do
woman.
after that?
Yeah.
Oh, you are one of the people that has the power to make some real change. You have, but then
I
again,
mean, you are the
listen,
power here, you know?
she's also played her part in the incarceration of a lot of black men over petty drug transactions while she
Yeah.
was in power in California as a
Very
state's
true.
attorney or whatever
Yeah.
it was. You know what I'm saying? It just seems so hopeless. The options that we talk about in the past, where get somebody from your own neighborhood to police your own neighborhood. It just does not seem like any of that shit is gonna work at this point, bro.
No.
It has to be a fresh start.
So
I
how
do
can you
not
do that?
know.
Yeah, I mean, how can
I
you
don't know. I don't know that either.
how do you like make a fresh start for like all the police in the world,
I-
in the country rather?
Fuck all of these people, man.
No, I know. I'm saying, but how do you do that? You fire everybody, then hire people? Like,
Listen,
I don't know.
I
Again, I don't
even
think it's
know,
about firing and hiring people.
It's just like the
because-
legal system, the justice system.
that's why I'm saying
as a whole.
Yeah,
I mean, we're looking at crooked Supreme Court justices now at this point. Clarence Thomas. If
For
that's supposed to be the top of the legal chain and
Yeah.
he's corrupt, you need to legitimately have a
Yeah.
mass overhaul of this country.
his
People
wife
have
played a big role in the
January
January
6th.
6th shit that happened, the storming of the Capitol.
Get the
Yo.
fuck out of here.
You didn't know that?
Nah.
Oh
Yo,
yeah, she
his
chartered
wife-
buses and she did
She
a
was
whole
one of
bunch
the organizers of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Of them storming the Capitol?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Is she going to
Yes.
jail? Is she going to jail?
No,
course not.
because
Imagine that.
he all these charges, she was not even charged for one. And all that shit is now being brushed under the rug.
Of course it is. Yeah.
But that's because we're not in the streets. America's pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at
Yeah.
it, like when you look at any other country, man, we're literally watching Palestinians get slaughtered. That's
Look at what happened in Iran, dog.
Still.
You saw it's still happening, but you saw the revolution for the rights for women happen in this country, and people went out on the streets and are being assassinated for protesting by the government.
Yeah. Right now as we speak.
I was the last words of this kid, this 20-year-old kid who was found guilty of going against the government, whatever bullshit charge they come up with, and they hang you or they kill you for it. His last words were like, "I'll do it again."
I mean, of course.
Like once you have people with that sort of energy, you know what I'm saying, with that sort of heart, you cannot lose.
Yeah, I mean, they're ready to risk it all.
You're ready to risk it all.
Well, he did risk it all. It wasn't even
Maybe
ready.
not,
My
sure.
man stepped outside.
Yeah.
He rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He risked it all to hopefully motivate and inspire another person to be like, hey, you know, or another 15 people or 20 people. Like,
He
you know,
did.
it's just a situation where it's a numbers game. And if people realize they're stronger together than individual, if they stop celebrating bullshit, and really just get to the bare bones of it all. But you have to legitimately start it all over. Like maybe make an example of somebody. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have my own thoughts, but I'll save those for a later date. But you know what I'm saying? You have to strip this entire country from its racist beginnings. And that's what it is. It doesn't matter who you love, who you care for, either you're ally or you're not.
Yeah.
And remove your feelings. It's the big thing about it. Can't be emotional. Remove your feelings and get down to business. We got lives to save. We got babies to feed, you know? Episode 195, What's a Podcast?
We here, baby.
We are here.
Washington,
Again,
D.C. The numbers are going up.
It snowed.
Oh.
It snowed last night. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which was super weird because I got home around 2:30, and there was not a cloud in the sky. There was not a no rain, no nothing like that. Woke
That's
up.
when it snows.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. About it just was
Yeah.
like I left the club. I'm like, all right, bet. And then when I wake up this morning, there's snow on the ground. I said, oh man, it must have, you know. It went crazy. But
I went for a run this morning at like 4:45, and it was drizzling. I mean, not drizzling. What's that called? Flurrying
Yep.
that early in the morning. But it stopped while I was on my run. At some point, I just realized that it was no longer like even doing that. So, where were you at last night? Where did you DJ?
I was at Heights last night.
Oh,
Yeah,
how was
Heist.
that heist on Tuesday?
It was cool. Actually, it was actually really good. And then as a means to sort of help the party, the promoters kind of bring on some college kids.
What do you mean? Like they promote college promoters?
College DJs.
Probably. Oh, okay.
Oh, like just to like because they have like friends that they'll like promote it to, whatever.
Right. So we'll bring a table, whatever.
Yeah.
We lost some momentum right there.
Yeah, but I get it though. They're trying to tap into the younger crowd and get that.
Oh, listen, I get it, but it's all about what are you doing it at the expense of? You know what I'm saying?
Like
And
have them open and get them in there.
because their friends don't. I hear that. That's what I thought was gonna happen, but it's not happening. Cuz got on about 12. He saw the
room.
He saw the mass exodus. I was back on by 12:25.
Get the fuck out of here.
For the last 30 minutes, I was playing. Not even last 45 minutes, I was playing 90s rap in there. Like that's how
nice.
That's how chill it was, you know. But shout out to Heisman. I'm back there Friday.
Oh, what's it like on Friday? I might roll with you on Friday.
Fridays go crazy. Fridays go crazy. Saturday I'm at Capo, and Thursday night tomorrow I'm at Silver Lion, which is
where's that?
That's
at the Riggs Hotel.
Oh yeah, downstairs.
Yeah.
Where's the Riggs Hotel?
I like that spot.
In Georgetown?
No.
9th and F.
9th and
across from Ultra Bar.
Oh,
remember that hotel that used to be on the corner on the same
courtyard,
side of
Courtyard
Marriott? Courtyard Marriott.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bro.
Now it's called the Riggs.
The Riggs Washington, but the Silver Lion downstairs though,
it's nice.
Do you go into the main entrance or
into the main entrance? Bang a right, go down like these velvet steps, and then like it's all like cranberry red. Yo, it's
who runs that?
The group's out of London, I believe, but
okay,
it's like the drinks are $21. I can't drink while I'm DJing.
They won't let you.
Last time I was there, when I was done, my homie and his girl pulled up. She gave me a drink where like it was supposed to be like a orange peel, but the orange peel was candy. So you ate the orange peel, then as the orange peel is like, I don't know, doing whatever, you drink the drink, and it creates some sort of sensation that was incredible. All I know is it was $21, and she said she had 6 of them. So I said, "Hey man, you are."
But the DJ is kind of in a weird position at that spot, isn't he? Like right next to the bar.
No. It's like when you go back into that back room, you're kind of like off to the left of that. So it's a little bit of a different space, but
what's the crowd?
Everybody.
It's a little bit upscale.
A little bit, yeah. But what it's not a place where you can just flow freely. Like you have to have a reservation, be sitting down, whatever. But I'll say musically, it's the best. It's the best room in DC musically because they're like they want you to get off. Like,
is it like a dance floor or not even?
No dance floor. Just like play samples, play like Chemical Brothers, but then play like the Roots, then play like, you know what I'm saying, some reggae. Like it's a dope experience. So obviously this is gonna come out Thursday, but Thursday night if you're in DC, I'm there from 9 to 12. So pull up. It should be fun. Episode 195. What's a podcast? I think we're just gonna get right to it. There was an article released by The Cut, which I believe is a part of the New York Times. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The article was I'm going to call it an observation of Pierre Moss, however you want to, and their founder. I don't know. That's why I gave both options. But it was it was an observation of their founder, Kirby, I believe, aka Kirbito. And I believe I had a lot of different people ask me about it. Did they read it? You know what I'm saying? Just the whole 9. I felt that there was a lot of people who felt like it didn't go hard enough. And those were some of the more fashion inclined people, like the people that I know that work in the fashion industry.
They thought the article didn't go hard enough?
Yeah,
on him.
On just the entire, on him and his mishandlings.
Wow.
They were like, there's a lot more going on that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's on the surface, actually, that
Wow.
could have been revealed. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I did see some other people that are also fashionably inclined that felt like it was a chop at him, a chop at his parents, a chop at his, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, sort of
His upbringing.
his upbringing, just him as a person. And you know,
Yeah.
nobody's ever going to agree because we all have different
I
perspectives.
mean, it's always going to be a chop, but you know,
Right.
if it's factual, then it's not really a chop.
So if you read the article, which we'll have in our stories when you listen to this, at least when we first dropped the episode, the one thing that I will say that helps support the article and some of his misgivings is some of the firsthand accounts from people who worked for him.
Former employees.
The former employees were just dropping, as my man Neil McLean said, daggers after daggers.
Mhm.
And that was sort of what gave you belief that, my man really messed up. You know what I'm saying? It's not hearsay. It's not industry gossip.
No.
These people weren't necessarily speaking out of spite. The belief
Some
is that,
could be.
I mean, there's always a possibility, but
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do about it? Like, you have to take it at face value.
Right.
But there were multiple accounts of just like, my man just was messing up. He just wasn't on point. And even if it came down to mentioning that, not speaking of Virgil in a positive light, financial misgivings, just a whole lot. It just gives you a full picture of what it's like to be the person in charge of a fashion label with a lot of hope and dreams behind you.
Yeah.
And
he was like in charge. He was in
wrong.
charge of too much though. He wasn't just in charge of like the fashion aspect of it. He was like running the books, doing everything. Like he was like a one-stop shop. And that's what he was fucking up. They were saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think in any business you can't do
it all.
Yeah, at some point you need to bring on a team of trusted individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we look at somebody, and I know people don't necessarily like him, but if you look at Ronnie Feig, he seems to have surrounded himself with a team of people that know what they're doing.
How come people don't like him?
I don't know. I mean, that's not a fair comparison, to be honest, because Ronnie comes from a family of established business people. He comes from a family from his upbringing has already been where he was raised in the business. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
his starting point is already so much ahead of somebody who's a self-starter, came from Brooklyn, New York, never had any sort of experience in fashion, and just was like, yo, I want to be a designer. I'm gonna figure this out on my own and then go from there.
I don't think Ronnie had a background in fashion design. He worked at a shoe store.
I'm saying
no, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, you cut me off before I got to the point that I was gonna. Nah,
yeah,
it's all good. Just, I mean, go ahead now. Go ahead.
No, I mean, he didn't come from fashion. I'm saying he came from a family that already had a foot in the industry and could give him pointers on how to run his business. I'm saying Kirby did not have that luxury.
Yeah,
but my
but he did though, because he had like those mentors when he was like 15 years old from all his school. He had investors, people investing into him when he was like 15, 16 years old. He did have guidance. He did have people. He had mentors. He had people that financially and supported
first partner
him.
gave him what, $35K?
Right.
I believe the first partner gave him $35K.
Yeah, so I mean, he did have some of that. He wasn't necessarily born into the same circumstances that like Ronnie was born, but I mean, he didn't have it like.
The part of this that hurts.
He had people behind him.
The part of this that for me hurts the most from Kirby's perspective is Kering never actually pulled their support from him.
Yeah.
Like, they never were critical of him.
Yeah.
They gave him a very long leash to explore and to be an artist and to.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
I understand that.
So, right. So what I'm saying, if Kering is literally,
who's
like,
Kering?
They're the holding group. So they're the ones that made them. They own like.
They're the ones that did the investment in it.
I think they own Dior and Louis Vuitton and all that kind of stuff.
Like
you know
LVMH or something.
Yeah. So
don't quote us.
But they're a group of that ilk, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is they never really were like, hey man, you're doing us dirty. Like they never.
They let him do his thing.
They let him do his thing, and they're $1 billion companies, right?
Yeah.
And so you have that support in the bag, so you just have to. And I get what you're saying about like you weren't raised in it per se, but when you're in
Well,
the
I was
industry,
just making a counterpoint to the Ronnie Fieg comparison.
but what I'm
That's
saying is
all.
at some point you have to like figure it out. And you
Mhm.
figure it out with other peers in the industry.
Right.
And to me, it's almost just figuring out a very basic business model. Like you can kind of you get a feel for I can trust this group of people, or even like Eddie said, like you have mentors. You can go to Caring and say, "Yo, can you guys find me an accountant that we can
Hell
trust?"
yeah, we got
You
100
know what
of
I'm
them.
saying? And so
I
Caring's
know,
gonna
but
say, "All right, boom."
listen, I'm gonna make a counterpoint to that. That there's so many times when you see an investor come in and their intentions would just be simply to make an invest. While you might think that they care about your art and your creativity, their intentions might be strictly to just make money.
But they didn't make any
For
money
sure.
off of him.
I know, but their intentions were maybe to come in and support him in order to make money.
Okay, so if
So
you're
I
gonna
mean, that's
support
maybe it
their
me,
didn't
that's their
happen.
only intention. Their business.
okay,
You
so if
know?
you're gonna
Right.
support me, get me an accountant.
Yeah.
But so my issue with this article, and I've heard from people that personally knew Kirby and said he wasn't really the nicest person and things like that. But like, why did this article come out?
That's what
Why
I
do you
want to know.
why?
How does where's
Yeah,
this
why?
out of nowhere
Why
coming
it
out?
just came out of
It's Fashion
nowhere?
Week.
And
Ah.
I think that
It's Fashion
in
Week. That's
Jerome
why
just hit
came
it
out.
because it's Fashion Week.
I think okay, but it could have been an article about Anna Wintour. It could have been an article about how Vogue is no longer relevant in the world. It could have been an article about a million
That
of
doesn't
these
sell.
white
That doesn't.
designers,
That
right?
doesn't sell.
That well, that's part of the problem, right? I think in an industry that already there aren't enough, there's not enough representation for people of color, especially black men and women. Why, when you have a handful of those people in the world in this industry, why even come for one of them?
Why
Why?
not?
Why?
Why not?
But that's what I'm saying. But
Criticism knows no bounds. If
but why not criticize somebody else? Why not criticize a white designer?
What
Why
if-
not
what if somebody-
criticize
maybe they
one of
do.
these
what if
big
somebody just said?
powerhouses?
What if somebody just says, "Yo, what's going on with Pierre Moss? What's going on with them?" If you literally ask a simple question, and then there's clearly something there. People were ready to speak.
Yeah.
People were ready to talk about this.
Yeah.
This wasn't something that was just like, oh man, let's go dig beyond into this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, they did bring up his past, and that was not necessary, or his upbringing. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But in
also
the grand
found
scheme
some-
of things,
Yeah.
this it's in my opinion, it's a tremendous failure because somebody let their ego get the best of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think
I get what you're
creative
s-
people just move different, man. And people in that world sometimes, and without even knowing Kirby or anything about him, um, I don't think that anything he did is something that somebody starting in a new business, some of the mistakes some people have not made.
I mean, I have
I
to,
started a business and made some of the same exact mistakes
but-
that were made.
but the thing that I will say is, and I'm offer a counter to what you're saying, is that if Caring, who is your investor, does not come for you,
Mhm.
does not have critical words for what you're doing,
Right.
then you're okay because they're the ones that are putting money up. They're trying. Their job is to only help you make more money for them, right? So if they're not coming for you, that means everybody else who's below you, nobody above you is tripping off you, but everybody else that's below you is like, yo, what's going on, G?
Right.
But if they're not concerned about it, then why are the people? Everybody else have something else to
Because
say.
that clearly means that the ego's
He-
going to your
maybe-
head.
Maybe he could have just been an asshole. Does that
Okay.
mean that does that mean he should get shitted on?
Apparently, there was enough people
I mean,
he
people-
treated wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
That-
people are gonna
yes.
shit on you if you're an asshole to them.
Yeah, and
Especially if they're in the same.
Then it's not really objective because now you have come up with this idea of who I am because I might have been an asshole to you, and you're now willing to come up with all these other points about how I'm
it's not.
ruining.
There were legit examples though. There were damn near testimonials in there about his treatment of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
because he was an asshole, right?
okay, so again, if people don't remember what you did for them, they remember how you made them feel.
Right.
So if I made you feel lesser than what you were for a reason that really isn't justifiable. If you want to call it objective, subjective, whatever.
Mhm.
But if I remember how bad you made me feel, that's all I'm gonna remember about you.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, of
and
course. People never
it's,
remember the good things that you do, and that's another reason why I
but
thought
I'm
it
not even
wasn't.
saying I'm not saying they don't remember the good thing. What I'm saying is they you just remember how you made them feel. If I made you feel good, you're gonna remember the good things. But if I made you feel bad, you're gonna remember that just as well.
Right.
So
But even if I did good things for you, but I did some bad things, you're not going to remember the good things. You're going to
I
remember
mean,
all the
bad,
bad
yeah,
things.
bad always will
Yeah,
increase the good.
always
But
stands
For
out.
sure.
but
Yeah.
in the same respect, again, my thing that I'm gonna continue to go back to is the people above you weren't tripping off of you.
Mhm.
So that means you treated the people below you in not a pleasant
Differently.
manner.
Right.
Yeah.
And to me,
It
that's
could be,
unfortunate. You know what I'm
and
saying? Because to me, that means you had the support. Like you literally had the support.
It
And
went to
remember,
his head.
yeah, and there were, I mean, like I think Eddie might have said there were 7 sports cars.
Something. Just
Seven
something
sports cars.
stupid.
You're telling people you can't make payroll. Then you're
Yeah.
lying and saying there's investors from the Middle East, and there's what is there $2 million of products sitting in a warehouse somewhere in New Jersey or
Like
something like that.
unfinished product.
Unfinished product.
Yeah.
Like
Like they said, like none of his like clothes ever came out.
none of it. Yeah, the majority of his clothes never. One
Sam, I
piece here,
remember
one
going
piece
somewhere and
there.
seeing
Right,
Theo
right.
Moss at stores.
I'm not saying you didn't see it,
It's
but I'm
definitely
saying
been.
like it's definitely been in stores. But I'm saying it doesn't have like his full lines never came out, and they were saying that like items that sold out didn't truly sell out. They just didn't have any of them. So they would
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
look like it was sold out on the internet when just because there wasn't any, they would like
To,
sell it out on purpose.
to me, it's
I
more
don't
of
have any.
to me, it's more of a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
It's speaking
To me, it was more of a hit piece. It was like, "Yo, we
Nah.
coming for your head top."
because I
Because
don't see him
if it
being
was,
a
if
threat
it
to
was,
them.
if it was objective, well, see, we don't really know who he pissed off that led to the writing of this article, right? Because now, if you're talking about places like Caring that are could somewhat be somewhat powerful, maybe. What if this was a move on their part to shit on Kirby
I
I
mean,
don't.
through
I
New
don't.
York Times Magazine
I truthfully don't
without
think.
even having to say a word themselves?
But the thing
Because
about it
if
is,
it,
they're
Jerome,
still
but
out
if
of
it was,
money though.
but what if it was
I
an
mean, as
objective
from a
article?
business standpoint, they have a right to say that because he tricked up all their fucking money.
Sure, but what if
You
they
know?
decided that I'm just giving
Devil's advocate,
yeah, and I'm only saying that. But also, if it was an objective article, why not also talk to some of the people that Kirby did good for? Some of the people that he did help out.
Well,
I
those
mean,
people should stand up, and I don't think they are.
If a journalist decided not to reach out
Yeah,
or decided not to
look at
include
all
those people in their art, are you saying
Look at
that
all the Twitter comments. Nobody's being like, he's such a good dude. He'd like,
that's just not possible?
It's there.
That's
read,
just
there.
not
It's
possible.
literally
Kirby
like-
did not help
It's
people out.
literally like, yo, read the article.
Yo, he
again,
didn't.
and
Who
then
did he
read the
help out?
comment.
He fired all his company's employees and told them the company was going under. Then he hired a whole new group of people and then fired them again. He did it 2 times.
That's tight.
It's not tight.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
nobody,
not tight.
like nobody has a good thing to say about him.
I'm just saying
Or
there
if they
has
do,
to
they're
be
not
people.
speaking up.
There has to be people in the industry that he did do good with, and I think that this reporter chose to not include some of those people, or chose to just have the story go her own way.
Yeah, I mean,
there's always going to be 1 or 2 people.
yeah, I'm
but
sure there's
when
somebody
you're
who said he's an
legitimately
amazing
firing,
person.
okay, if you fire 15 people, you want
Yeah.
me to look for the 2 people that did well,
Yes, because you're a reporter.
and that helps. That create balance for you?
Yeah, but
That
did
make
you-
It does
that-
create
that-
balance
Did
because
he
it-
really
there's no
do you
way.
well if he fired all of your coworkers? Like,
I'm not just talking
You
about
want
just
me?
coworkers.
So okay, so he didn't fire his personal assistant. I believe they said, right. Like it was just.
Did
his
they talk to the
assistant.
personal assistant?
No, but clearly that's on the personal assistant. They spoke to him.
right.
That's
They
on the
talked to who,
personal
Kirby?
assistant. Yeah, he's in the article. Like he's literally refuting some of the points that people are saying, but it's
Mhm.
just like, bro, there's 8 people saying one thing, and here you are saying one. It just at some
Right.
point it doesn't match up for
Like
a
you're definitely
reason.
lying. Yeah.
It doesn't match up for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I still think that there are enough white designers out here that they could have gone at somebody else's throat.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure if
I don't believe that's true
if
because
they were
For
in that
Black
situa-
History Month.
in
It's
that
Black History
situation-
Month too. Come on.
it happened in well the part
It happened
technically
2
came
days
out in
ago.
January. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
and
but-
that's also planned. Like, yo, let's put this out right before Black
No,
History Month.
I just think
So
that I think that
spill
when
into
you
it.
have, I think that these white designers, again, are moving
Hold
differently.
on,
They might,
who wrote the article?
I don't
Do we
even
have
know.
Black
do we ha-
reporter.
Okay, well then,
but I don't
no,
think
but all the I went to her Instagram. Both editors she credited and thanked were both white women as well.
Okay.
So
that's just
listen,
pushing it through.
I mean, listen, this is how things work sometimes. This is how
But
they
the thing
use
that
one of your own to assassinate your character.
but this is what I want you to hear me out though. Is the people who gave him the money
Mhm.
weren't tripping.
they
They
didn't
supported his
speak up about it. Yeah,
artistic. They wanted him to flourish and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? That means the onus is on you not to mess up.
yeah.
So when all of the people you're hiring, again, you're hiring, you're firing, you're lying, bro,
You're not-
the proof
not
is in
paying
the
people.
pudding. The warehouses aren't getting paid. The factories aren't getting paid. You're going from factory to factory and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, bro,
But the whole time you're tricking up money, buying sports cars, getting hair transplants, taking trips.
Listen, that's part of being young.
fam
Nah,
is
that's part-
40.
That's part of being irresponsible, bro. That's not being young.
It's just crazy
Nah,
still
dog.
to me that this fashion world.
Sometimes you got to
Continue.
stop making up excuses for people and just call
Yeah,
it like it is, bro.
I
I'm just saying.
I hear you. I hear you.
Like,
But I also think it's fucked up that you're trying to tell me there aren't any white
I'm
designers who
of course there
steal
are.
enough of black culture and black
course they are.
black lives.
there's articles about that too, dog.
repackage it.
But
There's
this
articles
isn't
about
about, but
that.
this isn't
and
about
none
that,
of
bro.
them get this sort of spin.
No, this is about his what he did and didn't do. Right? Like I would be the first one to stick up for him if it was that case. But just from what he did, and the thing that makes it even worse is, and I know you're saying, yo, you're
Mhm.
quick to like hire one of your own people to assassinate, whatever. But he was also hiring and firing black people
Yeah.
in the same breath.
Yeah.
So while you're saying, oh, you know, the newspaper is using a black woman to assassinate him, but when you're hiring and firing your same people twice, you got 7 cars. I mean, yo, the cars that they named that he had were so exotic, I couldn't even pronounce them.
Yeah.
You know what they sound like? They just sound like $1 million cars.
Yeah.
That's swag.
You could
Where
only
does he
drive
live?
one car at a time, and I think he still lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Bro, get a G-Wagon. That's all you need in Brooklyn.
That's it.
The rest of that could pay all your debts.
Yeah.
One car can pay all your debts, and another car can pay 5 employees for the year.
Yeah.
Man.
Maybe finish some of your products.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, but I think the Reebok thing. A lot of people said the last season of the Reebok collab was his best stuff.
I'm not gonna front. I was looking at the Reebok, the pumps, the Omni pumps, whatever the fuck they are, last night.
The joint with the big heel and
They
it's kinda-
fire.
They
They're
are
like
fire.
And like
I just can't pull them off myself, but I've seen like cats wear them and they look good on them.
Yo, the prices is low, dog. I was looking last night,
Really? How much
Yeah.
is the prices?
like under 200.
Really? Because
Yeah.
retail was a lot more, like twice
Right.
that, right?
They're not fucking with them no more.
Oh man, I might have to get a pair.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
hot too.
I mean, just in terms of like the product,
Somewhere
like,
had them. Actually, you know what? I want to say somewhere the store somewhere here in DC might have carried Pyre Moss.
They might have had a couple T-shirts, dog, but that's not high fashion.
They
we're
also
talking
had the
his, like, real
Reeboks,
line.
and I think the
Yeah.
Reeboks went to stores that carried the brand.
Reebok is gonna definitely put their merch out, dog. They had sweatsuits, tracksuits, like T-shirts. Reebok is not gonna let him fumble that bag. You know,
I'm just saying, man. I just thought it was a little bit unfair to pick on a community that already doesn't have any representation in that industry, and a community that continues to strip away.
but we're talking about
black culture.
we're talking about a black designer who would talk shit about other black designers.
I know. I
You know?
hear you on that, and I think that's terrible. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a good person, but when you look at the large spectrum of things,
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
I
I'm
I
with
just
you. I'm
think
with
that
you.
it's unfair when you have, let's say, 3 people in that world, and they could all be 3 assholes, and they could all 3 not even like each other. But for you to try to pluck one of those people out when it's only 3 out of a world of thousands of white designers and other designers that you decide to just come and pounce.
Or you could be,
on-
or you
on
could
this
look at the other
minority.
way. You could look at the other way and have all the other black designers out there be like, "Yo, let's get this motherfucker out the way. He's making us all look bad. You know, he's giving him a sour taste."
Now, because
I think all designers and creative people are assholes. I mean, if you hear some stories about Ralph Lauren, you hear about all these motherfuckers are all assholes.
Yeah, I mean they run sweatshops, dog.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I mean?
all fucking assholes.
Yeah.
All these stories that we just talked about and you guys just came, I bet you it applies to every
course.
one of these dickheads.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, you know, for a couple of things. One, because there are less black designers, the criticism and you're going to be under much more scrutiny. It's a lot easier to pick you out.
Yeah.
Right. So for
And
example,
that's unfair.
He also
It is
didn't have
unfair.
anybody else in place to blame when he took all the responsibility.
So
upon
life
himself.
is unfair, right? So what's unfair is also having the people set up and not listen to your staff when they tell you it's going to rain. Right?
Yeah.
You read that part of the article, right?
No.
His runway.
See?
Yeah.
See?
See? Yeah.
See?
I didn't get that part. What is it? It started rain.
His
His show.
He had a show.
He had a show in New York that actually Clark Kent DJ'd that show
upstate New York. They had
Yep.
a show. They
at the
told
Grace
him
Mansion or one of these mansions.
whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
told him-
off the break he did it like 100 miles away from everybody else's
Right.
show. So
Yep.
they were like, "You already acting extra anyways."
They
Yep.
told
But that show
told
was apparently
him
off the chain.
no, but it rained the first day.
I know
They
they had to
told
move it.
him. Then they came back 2 days later and they said people still supported. However, they
What
said they
they-
also lost a lot of clothes that they didn't have to lose had he just listened the first time.
What they also said was the show turned into a really big party.
Yeah,
Shout out to Clark Kent.
Clark Kent was
It had
DJ.
nothing,
What do you mean?
It had nothing to do with his show. It was like, fuck it. Well, we're gonna make the best of it.
Yeah,
know?
I think I was actually supposed to go to that with Clark. And the date got moved or something like that. But the reason he did it at that mansion, and it's like 60 miles away from New York City, is the mansion. I'm trying to remember, but it has some sort of significance in Black history. And the person who owned it or something like that.
I'm not
let
saying
me
that
look
he
that
didn't.
up.
I'm not saying
I'm
he
saying-
didn't
I'm
have
saying
good
there was a-
ideas.
I'm
not
saying there was a reason why he
For
chose
sure.
that location.
for sure. I'm not saying that he wasn't like a good
was a black
designer and
woman.
didn't
I
have
forget-
good
I forget
ideas.
It was a
Yeah.
black woman, and
Yeah,
I'm
first
trying
she
to.
did the first something.
Was it Grace Mansion? No,
The problem is, and the part that Eddie and I are speaking about is when your staff is telling you it's going to rain, like it's 100% going to rain.
And you like,
Yeah.
I
You
don't give a
still
fuck.
try to pull. I don't care. We still gonna do this. Then you have to salvage the pieces that got ruined by the
Yeah,
rain.
he's making them build the whole set over,
build it over
fix all
again.
the
and
clothes.
like
And they said that he didn't even have the full collection ready for the show till he started the collection a week before the show. And most designers would do that shit like a year before, like
that's
months
not
before.
true either. I know
That's what-
designers. We've seen the videos of these motherfuckers putting
Put it-
looks together
no,
hours, minutes
no,
before
but I
a
think-
model walks out.
no, I
I'm
think the
saying the
problem
whole
is- I think-
collection, dog.
this was couture. I think this was the couture show, and couture takes a year.
Just
listen,
read the article.
I
Just read
did.
the
I
article.
read that part. I didn't understand the peanut butter stuff. I don't get it. But I'm not a fashion dude.
Right. Me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
I just
So-
go off of what I
Nah,
read.
but I think we're all one person away from being fashion people. Like we you know what I'm saying. We might enjoy sneakers more than Doc Martens or Balenciagas or something like that. But we're literally one person away.
I mean, we're fashionable. Let's
Right.
not
We're
downplay
in the
our
game.
own.
Like, you just said I'm not a fashion dude. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
mean, we
bro,
rub- we
I'm
definitely
saying I'm
rub
not
elbows
that
with people
fashion
who
dude.
are.
However, I am fashionable. We all are.
Yeah, but you rub elbows with people that are in that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we have friends that are in that game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
you said it
nevertheless-
yourself, you almost went to that show.
I
Right.
did. I was just gonna
Exactly.
go with Clark.
So,
Nevertheless, man, what's a podcast? If you have an opinion on this, we're
Yeah,
gonna
let
put the
us know.
article in our story. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting. The James Whitner article, Instagram post is what
Yeah.
caught my attention. And then I saw Abdul's comment in the James Whitner
boom.
post.
Yeah.
Then I saw like Jay Lorenzo. It just seemed like it'd be a bunch of, people who were
Yeah. And
he felt that it was a slanderous attack.
there's another gentleman out of Montreal, Marcus Troy, that did a little conversation based on this article as well too, that I thought was very insightful, and he spoke a lot about the racism that exists in that world, as well as how just the relationship with black designers coming in and feeling the need to, they're told to that they need to have white models on their shows, because if they have black models, it becomes it's known as an urban brand. However, white designers are advised to have black models at their shows,
But
because that shows that they're progressive.
But I believe that was
It's a
what
mind fuck.
that was what he thought at the beginning, right? It was
Yeah.
like that's what they said in the beginning of the article, was like that was his mindset, was
Mhm.
thin white models, and then he obviously broke out of that way of thinking. And again, man, like people are, and we just talked about the police situation, and and I also think Virgil set a very high bar for black designers, and it's unfair, you know what I'm saying? But these, like I said, this is more of a cautionary tale, in my opinion. It's about judgment, exercising proper judgment.
Mhm.
Again, I feel like with Caring not being the ones who were speaking ill of him, that says that it makes it much more about the head designer.
That could also mean that they know something we don't, that they know maybe that this guy still has a chance to make us some money in this world.
Of course
We're
they
not going to
do.
fuck this
Of
relationship
course
up,
they do.
because he is talented enough to where he can turn things around.
Yes, but I'm not disagreeing. I never said he wasn't talented. What I'm saying though is that
Yeah.
they put the onus on you. They gave you, here, boom. Now, when you invest the money into my company, we're gonna have a conversation to say, hey, like, what are the resources that come with this investment?
For sure.
Can you help me find this? Can you help me set up a team? Because Louis Vuitton's design team is 70 people. They set Virgil up to win. So if I'm
That's a
talking to Caring,
million and historical company, though. You can't.
Right,
but
but
what
it's
I'm
under the same umbrella though.
under
They
the
have the same resources.
owners. That's what I'm saying.
You
So
know?
I'm not saying, yo, give me what Virgil has, but I'm just saying, let's have a full conversation so I
They
know
would
who
have
I'm
gave
getting
they would
into
have gave
business
they would
with.
have gave him what he wanted. They would
And
have
if
gave him whatever he wanted. They did.
if they felt at the time he can make the money, and they still feel he can make the money, bro, like, get it going.
Yeah.
Reebok saw something, he delivered with Reebok. And look, at nobody talks about Reebok. They had product
Yeah.
everywhere. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so again, what's a podcast, man? If you
Yeah.
if you have a feeling about this, let us know. You know
Let
what I'm
us
saying?
know. Yeah.
Episode 195, another fashion, um, I guess a piece of clothing, fashion that people have been so opinionated on. I don't recall this in a while, but is these Tiffany Air Force Ones.
Oh shit. Yeah.
The Tiffany Air Force Ones, I've seen so many people have so many opinions. I've seen mock-ups, renderings, people with just all sorts of high Air Force One, low,
I
all
fuck,
these
I
different
fuck with him.
materials. I like, you know why I saw it? Because
I like
LeBron.
him.
Yeah.
LeBron
LeBron
had
wore him
With that
LeBron's,
the jacket
the
too.
mixtape with
That
the
jacket was fire.
but so
I
the
heard
jacket,
the jacket is friends and family only.
it's a,
It's gonna be
no, the
gifted
jacket's
only.
it's a one of one made by a company, a mom and pop shop in Portland. They're
Yeah,
like,
I don't
this
think
is
I don't think it's a 101. They're gonna be giving them out to like the
whoever
VIPs.
said
But
it
yeah,
last night said it was 101, but whatever.
yeah.
The thing with LeBron that also set it off properly, if you saw the post game conference, was he had the Patek, and the Patek was the same color as.
Oh, they got a
Tiffany
they got that
Patek?
Tiffany blue face.
Yes,
Ooh,
it
that's
just
a big flex.
It sat so properly. It looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big flex.
Mo-
What do y'all
mo-
think
hey,
about
hey.
the shoes?
Money looks good on everybody, dog.
Like,
Oh yeah,
listen.
no, listen, but I'm just saying it almost
Yeah.
just drove home the point of like you'll never get these. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you'll never get the watch to
Nah,
complete
never.
the set. You know,
What do you guys think about the shoe?
I fuck with him.
I like them.
Yeah,
I like him. If
I
I, can
do,
get
yeah.
if I can get him, I'll get him. It said retails 400. I'll do it.
yeah.
They got
400
like
is
they
not
got like
bad at all.
4 grams of silver on the heel of each shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Um.
If I could get him, I'll get him. I doubt I'd be able to get him.
I listen. I like the shoe as well. I think it's a good shoe.
Yeah. I love black Air Force Ones, so I get them. I wear them. I won't sell them.
I, however, just I think the standard was just set so high by the Diamond Dunk, which was not even a Tiffany collaboration. However,
I
we
like
all
them better. I like them better than the Diamond Dunk.
you are wilding.
That's just me. I never owned the Diamond Dunks. I don't really like them that much. It's too much Tiffany blue for me. I like the subtleness of the Air Force One. And nobody's held them in their hand. You don't know how premium they are. They might be like some like
I
you know
just
this
think that that Diamond Dunk just set the bar
not
so high.
not a
For
fan.
me, one of my
Yeah.
favorite sneakers of all time. Top 3 probably as far as SBs for me. I think that shoe in
Top
2005.
3 SB
Really-
all time.
Yep. Yeah, I had like 13 or 14 pairs of that shoe.
Yeah, you're wilding.
I mean, you got
Uh,
13, 14 pairs of the same shoe that you don't like. So they
What's
ain't
that?
really saying. I said you
No,
have
that's
13
not
pairs,
true.
of, 13
That's
pairs
not-
of a shoe you
That's
don't really
not
like.
true. That's not true at all. I do not.
That's
do not.
pretty interesting that you would think that's a top.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's top
for
at all.
me.
Yeah.
For me, that's one of my favorite SBs of all time. I think it also came at a time where we just started to see loud colors that came out maybe a little bit before. It was all happening around the same time.
What was
And-
this? 03, 04?
05.
You mean
Alright.
loud colors for SBs or just in sneakers in general?
It's sneakers general.
I don't agree with that.
Nah,
Air Force Ones always had crazy colors.
No, not before that.
Air Force Twos.
What colors
Flights.
did they have?
They had all red one, all orange ones, blue ones, green ones.
Yeah, but that was not the same thing though. They had orange canvas that came out in 02.
Yo,
they
Air Force Twos, crazy colors.
I think what we saw, truthfully, was a dedication to the sneakers that we had never seen before. Right, there was so much merch that was dedicated to matching these. Diamond had so many T-shirts.
It
You
was
know what
just
I'm saying?
yeah,
It was just like
I think it was a dope concept and a dope idea, and I think it was very well executed. I just
it was
wasn't for me.
executed to perfection because
For
when
sure.
you think of diamonds and then they just happen to use the Tiffany colorway,
Yeah.
it just really tied in with the brand, right?
did
There's
they
people
use,
up
did they
to
use
this
the
day.
Tiffany colorway? Or did they use like an off? So they
No, it
No,
was
they
Tiffany.
use the
It was
Tiffany colorway.
definitely
That
Tiffany,
you
yeah.
could not call it the Tiffany blue colorway.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But so what they were. There's people up to this day who don't even know what Diamond Supply Company is, right?
But they know about the Diamond Dunks.
yeah.
Well, that's
they
where he
just
got. That's where he got rich, though.
Yeah, they know they call that the Tiffany Dunk, right?
Right.
So, and I just think that it's just so much more that could be done, that could have been done with this Air Force One collaboration. I think they could have gone really spazzed
But
out.
I think Tiffany is like
a
a subtle kind of like classy kind of company.
What's subtle about Tiffany, fam? Come on.
I mean,
I think there's a
not
luxury
like
brand.
The best
So-
thing about this shoe might just be the shoebox with that
Nah, I
whole
like-
Tiffany blue box.
But again, their whole
And-
thing is subtlety and luxury. So like
yeah,
again, that box is perfect. It's a color.
like
it's,
their jewelry is not gaudy.
it's not gaudy
not
at all.
gaudy
you
at
know
all.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It's
I
very,
feel like
elegant and subtle, and the shoes
Again,
I
like-
feel like are very wearable.
I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm just saying when it comes to Air Force Ones, this could have been a lot more. And I like the shoe.
but I think that's the thing.
Don't
about
get me
it is-
wrong.
I feel like
I
the thing
like the
about it is-
shoe.
any
but
Air Force One could be a lot more, but I don't think that's what I don't think the company Tiffany wanted like some crazy like Tiffany Dunk type colorway. They don't want that.
But I think you could have just made so much more, even if that midsole.
Plus,
just
like how
happened
much
to be white.
how much can you already do once somebody already has done? Like how much can you do when the Tiffany Dunk?
I'm
already
not saying do the
exists?
Tiffany Dunk all over again.
with the white
but-
midsole is close.
No,
You know what I mean?
a
they coulda
black,
put-
a
they
black
coulda put a
upper
they
Tiffany
coulda put a
swoosh with a
Tiffany
white
blue.
midsole.
They could have put a Tiffany blue like outsole, like a little strip on the bottom. That's it. That's all I, would have done.
I think.
And change the laces. I don't like round laces.
I think the creative juices behind the shoe could have been a little bit more, man. That's all. I like the shoe. I'm gonna try to get him. I probably
I
won't
like,
get him.
I like the subtlety of them. That's
Nah,
what
I
like
think that's
about
the
it.
thing, bro. Like I think they're just like, yo, we're gonna give it to you real plain and basic,
Perfect.
and just go. Because to me,
And
it's
it's
like,
wearable, man. Like
it's
some of them
wearable.
crazy shoes are not wearable. Like
yeah,
I've known you for how long? I've never seen you wear Tiffany Dunks.
You're bugging.
Never.
Nah,
Straight
I
up,
wore
dog.
them a lot.
I'm not
I
saying
wore
you.
them a lot.
I'm not saying you haven't. I
I've-
know you.
I've
I know
gone-
you have.
I've
I
gone
know you
through-
have like 3 pairs that are beat up. Probably.
I've gone through 5 pairs.
I just never see. They're not that wearable. They like.
See, I disagree. I think that's a very wearable shoe, especially for somebody who has a uniform like me. When it comes to black shorts, white tee, Tiffany dunks.
Yeah. Well, you better bust them back out.
And I know I waited 5 hours for mine, so it was.
You still got them?
I gave him to Kel.
Okay.
They're worth it. He kept it in the family. That's
Yeah,
not a
they-
shoe that you
I don't even know
want
if
to.
Kellen. I don't even know if Kellen's worn them yet. You know what I mean? Like
He's
it
gonna
was
wear
just
them
like
now. Now that the Tiffany Air Force Ones
Yo,
out, people gonna break them out the
Super,
woodwork.
Super Bowl next weekend. He might wear them. You know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
He might stun on y'all next week. So
He ain't gonna stun on me. I think they're ugly. They ain't
I
stunning on me.
personally-
This is fire.
I personally think like a fresh pair of like green Air Max 95s are better. Personally,
Yo, white on
Right.
white Air Force Ones, shit on
Like,
everything.
to me, Air Max 95s are just like they're so
That,
crazy.
The
that
neon-
there's
the
not a
neon-
whole lot that can beat that neon green Air
That
Max.
neon green Air
95.
Max 95
With,
or the
with
same
that same uniform of mine,
or
the
that- or
black
that- or-
shorts, white tee.
infrared
Fair.
90s.
infrared. Oh no, or you
Same.
can do the safety orange 95s. You can do that red 95.
That green, that
Nah,
the
it's that
neon
first green. Yeah,
is
Listen, that
just
25 psi is a game changer. Trust
Yeah,
me. I had 'em,
exactly.
I know, but
same.
the safety oranges aren't. They're close. You know what I mean? So
I don't even want to tell
Safety
you how I
oranges
got
are
how I
cool.
got my first pair.
Let's hear it.
That's how Westwood Foot Locker used to just give you the box.
Wait, what?
Like back in the day when the 95s came out and you go to like Foot Locker and you're like, yo, let me get these, try these on. They just give you the box. You go sit down, try them
Oh
on.
yeah, and then you
Keep
just
it
walk
moving.
out.
And I walk it out. Yeah,
Walk it out. Walk it
no
out.
doubt.
Episode 195. We will
doubt.
not be walking out on you just yet. I don't really know what else other sneakers we can talk about.
Oh man, premium goods. Did we talk about premium goods? They drop on Sneakers app tomorrow, I believe.
The
Let me
Air
see.
Force Ones,
Yeah,
the women ones, the Sophia ones are fire.
they're both
Oh,
women's.
Okay,
They
so
both
the,
come in
w-
women's sizes.
one is called the Sophia.
Sophia, and one is called the Bella.
Yep.
I'm getting the Sophia for my daughter
Oh,
Sophia.
I need the Bella then. Let's go.
Oh,
Yo,
damn, there you
oh
go.
shit. Did they
Look,
get that idea
but-
from us?
Jerome's about to slide up in the
Absolutely.
Jerome about to slide up in the DMs like, you know, my daughter's name is Bella, right?
I'll hit
listen.
Clarence right now.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Hold up. Jennifer Ford, do we have a case against you? Premium goods. Houston?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
Holla at us.
Oh, you got to
No,
get
man.
the Bellas and the Sophias, dog.
Oh, actually, they're out right now.
Yeah, they're out.
They
I don't know if
dropped-
they're out on Sneakers app, but they
No,
have.
they're
been-
out.
they-
They're out on Sneakers app right now. I'm
yeah,
looking at it.
they're in stores too. I
No,
think I
the
saw them.
Bella,
Like,
the Bella is better than the Sophia.
that's the lighter one.
That's the all white joint.
See, I
Oof.
like the Sophias because I'll wear those.
I gotta get the Sophia for my daughter.
Yeah,
But you know what? I'm gonna get it from Clarence because I think I'd rather just give him the money instead of Sneakers app. Yeah, I think they did a good job, and that quilted leather on the Bella is really nice.
the beaded swoosh.
Yeah. Actually, I just got the Bella in today. Premium Goods Houston. Shout out to y'all. Thank you very much for sending me those. Appreciate it. But I gotta get the Sophia for myself as well as for my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Clarence to write Sophia on it. Jerome, when you order the Bella from him, tell him to write Bella on it.
I'm gonna text him tomorrow. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
like
I'm
yo,
texting
write
him
Bella
tomorrow.
on the pair before you send it over here.
Yeah, let's go, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Shout out to
Oh,
Premium
man.
Goods, man. 20
I'm-
years in the game.
it made my
Amazing.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what just opened up in the mall by me is, did we talk about this last week? Is Snipes?
You sent a
sent the
picture.
picture.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
what mall
yeah.
by you?
You know that's considered a mall where the Target
Target
Best
Mall.
Buy is.
Oh, there's a Snipes in there now?
Yeah.
Is it downstairs with a
Nah, spot
what
where
was
like
it?
DSW used on the backside on Irving.
Where the
Oh,
no. It's no, it's in the mall. It's downstairs. It's where the perfume place used to be.
perfume place?
You
Like,
walk in the main and to the
When
left
you walk
was
in the
Payless.
main.
There used to be a
It's
Mervin's
in
over
the, it's
there.
in the
or
Payless
Sporting
spot.
Goods.
It's in the
where
Payless
Payless
spot.
used to be at.
Okay. All right.
Where the Payless used to be. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
They doubled up on security over
They
there.
got
Wow.
Jordans. They had this Cardinal 7s.
That's
they
not the
had-
that's not the spot where you want to camp out for Jordans.
No.
You gonna
Nah.
get the whole line gonna get robbed.
But I'm
That's
just
a fact.
saying, like, it's active in there. Like, it's
I
active in
camped
there.
out there once. Remember, there used to be a sports zone
Sports
up
zone,
there,
yep.
Yep, sports zone right there. Yeah.
and nobody used to go up there. So
Yeah,
I used to go up there. That was my low key joint. I used to go there and camp out. I think I got a whole bunch of sneakers from there.
But
But I was always careful though. You got to have some sort of protection on you, respectfully. Not a gun. I don't play with those sort of things, but anymore. But I always had, you know what I'm saying, just be very careful and aware of your surroundings.
when you go up there and they literally have everything, like they have white on whites, they have everything you see on their website.
Yeah.
They essentially
It's in
have in the
store.
store. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna
And
go there
like-
tomorrow.
And like the foot traffic is stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that store is doing numbers because
Oh,
there's no real like sneaker stores in the city that besides
Nope.
DTLR.
Nope.
Yeah,
And I mean, Snipes is also like it's like a Foot Locker.
they're a
based-
chain though,
They're
right?
a chain.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were from
It used to be
Europe.
Didn't it? What was it used to be before that? Because I know there's one at Tyson's now too, and it took over a different store. Maybe Jimmy Jazz,
No, they bought out
something.
somebody.
I think it's
Nah.
Jimmy Jazz.
Yeah.
Wait, they have Air Jordan. They have oh no, this is a whack colorway, right?
You
Yeah,
talk about the black and white Jordan ones?
the black and red Jordan ones.
Oh,
Mids.
Yeah, mids.
There you
oh
go.
nah.
The black and white Jordan ones, man, they did the same thing that they did to the Lost and Founds. They like
Yeah, I
fucked
like
up the.
'em.
I don't like.
I
how they
like it.
Fuck that
I
leather
like
up,
it.
man.
I like it.
Let me fuck my own shoes up. I don't need to buy
I
a pair of
like
shoes
it.
already.
The
fucked up.
85s, they're coming out. I
Yeah.
like it.
I mean, I like the shoe. I just don't like how they did the collar, where it's like the leather's fucked up. Like
It doesn't
like,
bother me at all.
Yeah, it bothers me. Let me fuck my own shoes up, respectfully.
Yeah, they don't got a lot of dunks, but they got some of everything else.
They'll probably start getting dunks. You know, they just got to feel it out. Once there's a demand for it, the supply will come.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Nevertheless, yeah. If you're in DC, go to Snipes. If you're up 14th Street, what else is out in the sneakers space?
I don't know. I don't know
it's-
what else is going on.
It's been kind of a light
sneakers-wise.
start. It's been a light start to the year. Well, obviously, we don't think it'll ramp up. There is another pair of Stussy and Penny
it's just ugly.
Penny
The ba-
joints. Those are
The
coming out.
bacons?
Nah, the pennies,
The pennies.
like the green ones that came out, is a different colorway.
Yeah, for sure.
There is also the Stussy. I think they just sent out an email today for some product, and one of the models had on a pair of Air Bacons. And I don't know if that could be a potential Stussy collab in the future, but for me, I think the Air Bacons just need to be an original colorway.
Same.
It could be the red pair, the red and yellow, or the blue.
The blue and gray,
Yeah.
The red
Yeah.
pair.
The
was
blue and black.
Great.
like with the
What's-
gray laces. I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It could be either one of those.
For me, it's
this is,
the yellow pair.
No, I'm looking at them. So this,
I'm not even going front. I like the Bacon Air Force One highs too. The red with the yellow.
No,
laces.
these are like gray and orange. It looks like.
They're like tan and orange and
Yeah. That guy's dad is a big.
wow, 60% off for these.
The guy,
Right?
That's crazy. Eddie just sent those Pyre Moss.
They're
Reeboks.
fire too.
They're fire.
Right.
$100.
Right.
Jeez. You said who's dad, Jerome?
It's this dude Brock. He's like a big record label executive, and so that's his son wearing the stuff on the Stussy
Oh, wow,
website.
okay.
Yeah. So he's like a model and DJ, whatever.
All right.
But yeah, man. I mean, I think that there's just we'll see what happens. Stussy's going hard body. New stuff just dropped. New ALD Friday should be crazy. Always.
They got some New Balances.
They haven't revealed enough to make you think that, so I'm not sure. But you know, we got the Joe Freshgoods Vans at Commonwealth. That was
Okay.
a nice addition. They're like a platform van, so it's a bit of a different looking experience, but they've been moving a little bit, so it's peace. But yeah, I mean, I think that other than that, music wise,
Joe
no.
Freshgoods has like a whole like collection with Vans. He got like jackets, cardigans.
yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it.
Got everything.
Jackets, everything. Yeah.
Dope.
No, we didn't get we got most. We didn't get like the ski mask because Modi was wearing like the ski mask on Instagram.
What Jerome, what Abdul calls it, the baklava.
Right.
The
At this
baklava, the shiesties.
At this point, we're gonna say what is Abdul watching?
Man, you know, I was in Costa Rica for most of last week and up until this week. Um, Shout out to my brothers who I went out there with for my man's birthday: Sean, Duncan, Jonas,
Whose
Glenn.
birthday was it?
My boy Sean's birthday,
Oh, it
Sean
was his.
Paul's
It
birthday.
was his birthday.
Yeah, so he had a show out there, and we just kind of tagged along, and
Oh,
I mean it was awesome. It was a big festival out there called Picnic, just outside of San Jose, and man, when I mean I've been to a lot of Sean's shows here, but I've never been to with him to a festival and seen him perform in front of like 50, 60,000 people. It was fucking incredible.
yeah.
There was a lot of like reggaeton artists on the bill, and honestly, I wish I knew a lot of them. I ended up hanging out with one of them who is friends with Sean. So he was just came and kicked it with us. Super nice dude. De La Ghetto. You
Oh,
heard of De La
Delegato.
Ghetto?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
hell
mad
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up hanging out for a while at the show. But the show was amazing, man. Coffee was also on the bill. She was on the little smaller stage, so I
Dope.
got to see her perform. She's mad little, which was kind of a shock. Like real little. She could be like Sophia and Bella's height.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But she was dope, and yeah, so shout out to Costa Rica, man. Really good time. So yeah, no, because of that, I did not get to see watch a whole lot of TV. I'm still watching the Formula One reality show on Netflix. I'm now on season 3, episode 8. Once we get done with this, man, I'm about to get right back to it. But I'm fucking with Formula One now. I'm a fan.
You caught up on the BMF?
Nope. Listen. I don't even know if I have that option to watch that. It's on what stars, right? I'm gonna have to subscribe a la carte to all these little fucking networks. Which
I got
don't know if
login. I got
do.
logins for you.
All right, done deal.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So once I get done with this show, man, I'm gonna check that out and get caught up on everything else because yeah, I've lost all my own personal credentials when it comes to all these network shows just because I canceled my Xfinity account and my cable is gone. So yeah, that's where we at. Yeah, maybe I'll have something for you all next week. Listen, go check out this Formula One show on Netflix, man. Please, it's really good. Shout out to Kirby, by the way, and also fuck Kanye West.
The new Little Yachty album is really good. Surprisingly, he got a co-sign from Questlove that just put it on everybody's radar. I spoke to my man Spencer about it over the weekend. It was really good. It's like an alternative rock album. It's completely different than what you would expect. Oh, we had what do we have? We had Eden on Saturday night. Oh my goodness.
How'd the bar work out?
Better.
Did you ever have a meeting with them?
Nah, they don't want that.
They acted like they wanted it.
Duck that smoke real quick. But the party was phenomenal. It was incredible. I got a mean plug in New York City now, so that's something that we'll discuss later on. But other than that, man, it was a fantastic weekend. Look forward to another fantastic weekend starting tomorrow too. So shout out to my guy, always available, hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
These fellas.
My man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Have a good night, y'all.
One time for Silent Tom, and I'm DJ Jerome Baker III, and we're out. Peace.
Subscribe, rate, and review, please, on all podcast platforms. We out there, and check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/ What's a podcast?
Yep.
I believe that's it, man. So, or just search for What's a Podcast. And thank you for all the love we're getting on YouTube, and thank you for all the comments that we get and emails and DMs and all that, man. We appreciate you all for real, man. We're 4 years in the game now. Episode 200 coming soon. I think Jerome said tickets are going to be up for sale. We got a show coming up. We'll provide more details next week.
Also, if you're on the YouTube, don't be afraid if you see If you see the account Sophia and Nadia, don't get shook. You think you're talking to like
Oh my God, that's me. Yeah. It's my kid's YouTube account. I don't even know if I have my own YouTube
it's
account.
all good, man.
I gotta figure that out.
We'll see y'all next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.